Chapter 13, 70. Shadow Sect's new leader? Translator, Atlas Studios. Editor, Atlas Studios. Wu Yong's hesitation did not last long. He quickly decided to act according to Fang Yuan's plan. This was a great opportunity. It was a good chance for Wu Clan. Wu Yong had been defending Wu Clan and resisting the challenges sent by all the other clans earlier. It was quite a tough time. He did not want to face it again. And he also understood, as long as he, as a rank 8 Gu Immortal, did not die, Wu Clan would have enough foundation in Southern Border's Gu Immortal world. They would never truly fall. Lend him. Fang Yuan wants reputation restriction. Immortal Gu, he will get to borrow it. Bloodline. Immortal Gu. Lent. But his action was not blindly decided. Wu Yong and Wu Clan's Gu Immortals listened to the reasons for Fang Yuan's borrowing. If there was any inconsistencies or illogical points, they would retort and reject him. Such vigilance was the tradition of all the super forces. Immortal Gu were unique. Any immortal Gu, even rank 6, counted as the foundation of a super force. Immortal Gu could not be lent out easily. Fang Yuan had to make up logical reasons in this short time period. It was not easy. But eventually, he still borrowed 6 Immortal Gu. 6 Immortal Gu is about enough. If we lend more, do you have enough Immortal Essence to use them? Wu Yong rejected Fang Yuan's request in a nice manner. 6 Immortal Gu lent to one person, it was a huge risk. Not that Wu Clan suspected Wu Yihai's identity, but if anything happened to him, these Immortal Gu would be lost. It would be a huge loss to Wu Clan's foundation. Never put all your eggs into one basket. Everyone understood this logic. Fang Yuan sighed deeply. Oh, brother, your reminder is true. I do not have much red date Immortal Essence left. Brother, lend me some Immortal Essence stones. I need to replenish my Immortal Essence. He decided to get some more benefits. Wu Yong did not hesitate. He approved of it. An emperor has no use for hungry soldiers. Without Immortal Essence, all those Immortal Gu were useless. After lending out so many Immortal Gu, they had to make sure they were used properly, right? Fang Yuan obtained 100,000 Immortal Essence stones. Wu Clan was a super force indeed. This showed their tremendous foundation. Use it sparingly. The Immortal Essence stones and Immortal Gu are all lent to you. Remember to be vigilant and careful, Wu Yong told Fang Yuan concernedly. Fang Yuan quickly acknowledged it. Immortal Gu and Immortal Essence stones were transmitted over through Treasure Yellow Heaven rapidly into Fang Yuan's hands. Treasure Yellow Heaven went into a commotion. Once Fang Yuan obtained them, he quickly turned the Immortal Essence stones into his Immortal Essence while tossing those 6 Immortal Gu into Reverse Flow River. Suppressed entirely. After this battle, Wu Yihai's identity would definitely be exposed. Just a few words from Heavenly Court would attract sufficient suspicion. Fang Yuan could not pass intense investigations. Just soul-searching or checking his immortal aperture would expose him. Thus, before running, he had to dig out the last bit of benefits possible. It is a huge pity I could not borrow any Immortal Gu house. Fang Yuan pursed his lips. Even though he scammed Wu Clan to this extent, he was not fully satisfied. For any super force, Immortal Gu houses had much greater significance than Immortal Gu. They could not be lent out to Fang Yuan no matter what. Similar to nuclear weapons on Earth, they were the last resorts of certain countries. They could not be lent out. Unless Fang Yuan became someone like Wu Yong, who had the greatest authority in Wu Clan, then nobody would say anything about him having an Immortal Gu house. Like how He Chung borrowed Dark Prison due to the 4 He tribe, Supreme Elders being forced to stay together as a result of cultivating Green City Rampage and being unable to go out alone. He Chung only managed to gain his authority as a result of this. If Fang Yuan asked to borrow Immortal Gu house, Wu Yong's first thought would be, my brother wants to borrow an Immortal Gu house after this battle if he does not return it, and uses this Immortal Gu house together with Chao Clan's help to resist me, what would I do? Also, Immortal Gu houses could not be completely sent over using Treasure Yellow Heaven. Immortal Gu houses were Gu formations. Nobody could use Gu formations or killer moves in Treasure Yellow Heaven. Thus, to send an Immortal Gu house over, it had to be split apart, but reconstructing an Immortal Gu house was very difficult. Immortal goo houses were the apex of formation path to create an immortal goo house. Even if one knew about the steps involved, a formation path goo immortal still needed to focus entirely and put in hard work. Any carelessness in the creation would fail. This was similar to setting up a formation. The goo immortal would face a backlash, and the goo formation and immortal goo house would also end in the same result. The risks were too great. Lending Fang Yuan so many immortal goo and immortal essence stones was Wu Clan's limit. This was also due to Fang Yuan being Wu Yong's brother, and the fact that he had contributed a lot to Wu Clan recently. If not for Frosty Peak, Moon Bowl, and Mount Snail, Fang Yuan would not be able to borrow it. Fang Yuan was profiting on the side, watching Shadow Sect and Heavenly Court go against each other while he reaped benefits. Even though he tried very hard, the situation did not go according to his wishes. Heavenly Court's Duke Long was too powerful, beyond his imagination. Shadow Sect lost and Heavenly Court won. This was basically assured. Even Spectral Soul's main body had been captured. If Shadow Sect had any other methods, they already would have been used up. Speaking of which, Shadow Sect's foundation was truly deep. It was a pity that their losses were too severe on Yichen Mountain when they tried to refine Sovereign Immortal Fetus Goo. The loss was too great. They were unable to recover. On their last breaths, they were still faced with Fang Yuan's pursuit. They could not develop properly. But I have captured pure dream reality seeker physique bodies and gained a lot of heavenly crystals. The upper extreme heavenly eagle is currently being nurtured. And now I scammed 6 immortal goo and 100,000 immortal essence stones from Wu Clan. My gains are actually huge. Fang Yuan was good at reaping benefits. Until this point, he did not fight to the death. He did not put in much effort, but his gains were still stunning. Unfortunately, Dark Limit Immortal Goo cannot be retrieved. I cannot take it out recklessly now. If the goo formation breaks apart, I will need to face Fairy Z-Wei. There is also another problem. That is Wu Clan's alliance agreement. I joined Wu Clan and underwent an agreement. There is also the Life Tablet Goo and Soul Lantern Goo. They are still inside Wu Clan's ancestral hall. This final problem gave Fang Yuan a headache. The reason why he scammed 6 immortal goo was for this problem as well. If Wu Clan used this relationship to try and harm Fang Yuan, he could use the 6 Wu Clan immortal goo that he possessed to negotiate with them on that basis. A great chess player would need to plan multiple steps ahead when making a move. Even though Fang Yuan was still stuck in the battlefield now, he was planning for the future. Demonic Path members are truly insidious and greedy beyond hope. Even before death, you are still scamming others. Oh, Fang Yuan, your crimes are too severe. You will die today without doubt. Forget about running away, because with me around, you have no hope of escaping. At this time, Fairy Z-Wei's voice resounded from the Super Goo formation. Fairy Z-Wei must have known about the matter of Fang Yuan borrowing immortal goo and immortal essence stones from Wu Clan. There was no helping it. Treasure Yellow Heaven was like this. It was an open market. Any transaction could be exposed easily. How could Heavenly Court not have methods to observe Treasure Yellow Heaven and keep it under surveillance? Fang Yuan sneered. This is the result of Heavenly Court not exposing me earlier. It seems that you have no conclusive proof. Actually, even if you do, so what? Will Wu Clan believe you? Will Southern Border's Goo Immortal World believe you abruptly? They will only believe in what they have verified themselves. These righteous path forces are like this. Any sort of matter would be a political scheme in their eyes. Fairy Z-Wei was silent. She did not speak. She understood thoroughly that Fang Yuan was completely immersed into the demonic path. His mind was firm and determined. Words could not sway him. Fairy Z-Wei chose not to waste her effort on pointless attempts. Her speed in invading the Super Goo formation became quicker now. Fang Yuan's expression changed, realizing that this was bad. At this rate, even if the upper extreme Heavenly Eagle matured, it would be too late. The Super Goo formation would break apart in advance. He had the information path reputation restriction Immortal Goo now. His plan was to use this Immortal Goo to control the upper extreme Heavenly Eagle, but Fang Yuan did not have much confidence in this. Because the upper extreme heavenly eagle was an immemorial desolate beast, it had rank 8 battle strength, while reputation restriction immortal goo was just rank 7. The only thing that gave Fang Yuan hope was that he indeed had strong reputation. He could hopefully use it to allow reputation restriction immortal goo to display incredible power. If it did not work, he would need to release the rampaging upper extreme heavenly eagle and create chaos to find a chance to escape. The battlefield was divided into 4 parts now. The first and most crucial area was the battle between Purple Mountain True Monarch and Duke Long. They were fighting inside Shadow Sect's blessed land. The situation was unknown, but Duke Long had the advantage. It was highly likely that he would emerge victorious. The second area was Heaven Overseeing Tower and Zuo Yahui. They were unable to defeat each other. Both sides were injured now. Even with Zuo Yahui's incredible recovery speed, it was still covered in wounds. Heaven Overseeing Tower's edges were also breaking apart. It was no longer as grand as before. The third area was the fight between the southern border Gu Immortals and Soul Beasts. Nothing much was happening. The fourth area was Fairy Z Wei's and Fang Yuan's fight over the Super Gu formation's control. This battlefield was the most secretive. Even the southern border Righteous Path Gu Immortals were kept in the dark. In Fang Yuan's opinion, it was a foregone conclusion. Heavenly Court was sure to win. In this situation, he could only escape, and his plan of fishing for benefits was over. But Fang Yuan was an old demon. Even if he was about to be defeated, his gains were tremendous. Now, it is time to see if I can escape. Right when Fang Yuan was working hard on this goal, he received Purple Mountain True Monarch's words. Fang Yuan, can we continue to cooperate? Fang Yuan's interest was roused. Of course. Heh, very good. I was not wrong about you. I will entrust everything to you. My immortal goo, my killer moves, my experiences, and you will not need to bear any responsibility or task. Ying Wu Shi, He Lu Lan, White Rabbit, Miao Yin, and Sixth Hair. They will all be your subordinates. From now onwards, you will be the leader of Shadow Sect.